Right, what were we doing? We're doing this. Sawed-off shotgun. It's not very good. Hunting rifle hyper. Hold on. What the fuck is a hunting rifle? That's terrible. Why is that so low? I want to try it. The DPS is fucking terrible. But the damage is like kind of up there. I don't know. Maybe it has like a very high crit chance. That's one thing I don't like about this game is it doesn't explain what the guns do at all. Like the Gatling gun, you know, it's kind of neat that you're like, my mouse should be here soon. But you know, it's kind of neat that you know it's kind of like, I'll figure it out. But it'd be so much more helpful to be like, here are the crit chances. Here's this. Here's that. You know what I'm saying? Huh? I mean, we have to get the food in like an hour. It's between 8 and 9 o'clock. Remember Carson, if you don't show said, I'm kidding, but don't forget here. I think I've already read that before. Wait, why am I confronting Spencer? Spencer's most likely the culprit. Confront him.
Have you seen the prophet of prophets?
Philip Owens died, so he found his corpse.
Profitability of late?
No, I'm afraid I have.
I'm missing anything. Check out the kitchen one more time. Nice, I can do this now.
Great work.
Oh.
Me oh my. Anything.
You know anything about Bellhop Owens?
Owens? I hardly spot him. Generally, he's at Mr. Woolrich's beck and call. Ooh, that was strange. I've never felt quite as pleased as I just was to be tasked with working this elevator for 16 hours every day.
Philip Owens is just his bitch. So I doubt he knew anything about it. It sounds like it was just like he was like just doing his fucking job while Spencer's being a dickhead. Always fucking lost. God. There we go. Almost. Just kidding. What's up, dude? I gotta go and I'm still investigating who poisoned Helen because somebody tried to poison her.
I couldn't ask me. Oh, have you now? Please do go on. Don't leave me in suspense.
What you got? Pretzel. I found a bottle of tainted liquor. Might have something to do with your poisoning.
That, yes. Yes. I distinctly recall
I've heard
ordering
of
an
it.
alcoholic beverage with my meal. This hotel is certainly bringing a new
Oh, I'm
meaning
sorry.
to
I
the
didn't
phrase
realize that
rock.
that bag of chips is fucking
Management shall
insanely
receive
loud.
the complaint to end all complaints.
Are you gonna play it? So, quick question: what was it you wanted with a terror ray bile gland? So he clearly sent the bellhop to go try to kill those fucking stupid bird things, and he got fucked up.
What? That damn bellhop promised discretion.
It looks pretty cool, but
Well, if
same,
you must
like
know,
I've never
it's,
seen really play it.
an appetite suppressant. How do you think I keep my form so lithe? Terror ray glands keep me from feeling hunger pangs.
I literally have security footage of you tempering with her meal.
Tampering? No, no, no. I just happened to be passing through the kitchen and saw a dish that looked good. If being hungry is a crime, you better indict 3/4 of Halcyon.
If it was an appetite suppressing, you wouldn't be hungry.
Oh, well, there's... maybe I just wanted to see what was in it. Oh, law. What a pathetic defense. As it so happens, I may not have had the terror ray gland acquired for personal use. I may have placed it in Bellamy's meal. But before you indict me, please, just listen. I wasn't trying to kill her.
Oh, I can't hear you over the sound of me messaging the police.
Just listen to me, please. She would have had to eat 6 or 7 of the glands to die, and even then, it would be an extended, arduous process.
Yeah, tell it to the cops, bro.
Come now, let's all be reasonable. I only wanted her to be incapacitated during the Brown unveiling.
I only wanted her to be
With
poisoned
her
so she
out of
could,
commission,
you know,
the next
be there.
available celebrity, myself, would get to host the unveiling.
That's evil as
Please
fuck,
think
bro.
twice about telling the administrator.
I'm telling him about the truth.
What will happen when all of the great actors are gone, Inspector? Who will replace us? No one. That's who.
Is
There
it
will be
any better?
nothing on the aether waves
I'll
but
turn it down a little
serials
bit.
starring mechanicals. I hope it's worth it.
It is worth it, dick.
You hold my fate in your hands, Inspector.
I kinda just want to shoot him. We'll see how it is now. The mic was away from my mouth because I was eating chips for a second. So I have almost all of these quests finished. The last place I have to go is to the nature preserve before I go tell the police about all this evil shit that's happening.
This is how top rungers like to enjoy nature. From far away and with a stiff drink.
Reserving a will.
I get it.
Today's special. Aerosol spritz.
Where
I haven't seen any yet, but I'm pretty sure they are Yeah, right there. But I'll just leave them there. You know, they're not bothering me. I'm not gonna bother them. I'm just the inspector. I'm not the police. The police officer's actually dead, unfortunately. So the person in charge of the police is the Wine Taster 3000, Deputy Wine Taster 3000. Wilderness exploitation. Exploitation reserve. Looks like something bad happened here. These are only the littler dogs, so things should be okay.
Incoming!
Oh, God. That dog really hurt me.
Got him! How about that?
Yeah, I would rather waste those. They broke my leg. What? No, it's in details. Cripple. Okay, just ended.
This is Silvio Tran, setting a new record for the Grand Colonial Bellhops Laundry Cart League. If you're listening to this, you're listening to history. And Daltrey, as we agreed, when I win, you're scraping terrorist shit off the windows for the rest of your contract. And you can stow the fear of heights routine because there's no way you're weaseling out of that, pal. Here goes. That's... Move the box! No, not... No!
So he was basically playing around and caused all of them to die because he decided to play around. That's why you don't play around at work. Yeah, I figured, dog. She sucks. Ashton's coworker.
We heading inside, Captain? Don't worry. I got your back.
Holy cow.
Excuse me, Gunther. I need to ask you something.
Well,
Who in the hell
it'll
is
get
Gunter?
better.
I told you to call me Hunter. Come on.
Oh, right. Hunter, have you seen a little mechanical wandering through here? Might have been wearing my hat. Oh, hey there, stranger. Don't mean to interrupt your business, but have you seen a stray mechanical wandering about?
better go catch it.
Hey, that's pretty good. I'll have to use that at my next mechanics meeting. But I take by your tone that you ain't seen anything matching my machine's description. Oh, that's not good. I hope she hasn't gotten herself into any
Ashlyn said,
trouble.
please share this with Kate. I learned that during the FNOL meeting that she's not a part of, that she was throwing Ashlyn under the bus. She said that I did not train her correctly because she would ask Jack a question, and when he would answer, he would say that I personally did not train her right. Yeesh.
Seems I'm running my mouth too much. My mechanical Betty
That's
up and
fucking
wandered away a couple
crazy.
days back. I've been
Yeah,
trying
if that
to
were
track
true,
her,
then
but the beasts make it hard.
then
Personally,
Jack
I
would have
prefer
said
my
something to
organs
you
inside my
like
body.
strictly about
The
it, but
shopkeep
he
says I
doesn't
should buy one
honestly.
of his rifles
So
and go
it
looking
sounds
myself.
like
But
Jack
like my
doesn't
machine,
want you to
I'm
get in
not
trouble.
combat inclined.
So if everything
can help
goes
her out,
directly
right?
through Jack, then
Won't take too long
he
if
can
we're
like
on the job.
get a reason to
I know
fire
it's
her.
a pain, but I think I need some outside help. Job or no job, I'm not leaving Betty out in the wastes.
The thing is that she copy and pasted exactly. You copy and pasted, or sorry, she copy and pasted you training her. So it's like there's proof right there that you're teaching her how to do shit correctly.
Hey, thanks so much. It would have been mighty lonely without her. Being unemployed, I mean. Be lonely being unemployed.
This bitch is fucking her
If you
robot.
find Betty, try sneaking up and hacking her. If you can't do that, finding a way to stop
What?
her current routines should send her back home.
She's kind of sounding like she is.
Welcome to Hunter Legal's Legal Hunter Supplies. I am Hunter Legal. How might I help you?
Have you heard or seen anything unusual lately?
Unusual? This whole land complex is a failed wildlife exhibition turned hunting reserve. You can't go 10 feet without stepping in unusual. But I reckon you're asking about people unusual. I'd go have a chat with the prophet of profitability. Maybe she can intuit you in the right direction or something. But she
well, one
is
sec.
mighty
Can you use my
far in
phone?
the depths of the reserve. Perhaps you should purchase one of my fine armaments for the journey.
Interesting
I'm
name you
sure
have.
I don't know what you mean. It is a perfectly normal name for a shop dispensing hunter supplies.
I'm pulling it up right now. You mean hunting supplies, like the sign above your shop says?
No, these are supplies for hunters. Hunter supplies. It works either way. It works either way. Boy, damn it. I wish I thought to get that sign switched out when I changed my name.
Our national bird. Did you see what Grant said? The category is rise for our national. So it's like the national stuff of the states. And the question was, what's the national bird? And Connor's grandfather, I think, said turkey. Wasn't he in the Navy or something?
Hunt.
What'd you say? Kate says his vote counts as much as mine. Find that. Uh, Guy calls himself a conservative. Shake my head. I'm gonna rob this guy. Oops, god damn it. That was a waste of money. God damn it. Level 20.
But
Can't sell that shit. Whatever. It's a lot of alcohol, but no guns.
I can take a hint.
What was... Hey, nobody steals from Sublight. What do you...
Nothing.
Consider this your warning.
She caught me stealing. This guy doesn't have a key to the place? What is this? This guy's got fucking nothing, bro. What a shitty shopkeep. He does have this, though. This will be helpful. Wait, no, it's not, because I don't have the fucking thing that I need. Yeah, that's what I told her. I said, I'm not doing anything. Oh, there's some evil shit over there. I'm just gonna keep walking along the trail.
Sorry, but we're a little busy right now. I'm sure one of the other guys would be happy to give you a tour.
Lawrence, do you know who you're talking to? We always have time for the inspector.
The inspector? That's you? I am so sorry. We didn't know what we were doing. We're so sorry. It'll never happen again.
This seems like a strange spot to loiter.
No, Law. It's all over. I told you someone would catch on sooner or later, Belle.
Lawrence, let me do the talking here. Inspector, pay him no mind. I'm sure you've bigger saltuna to can than us.
You guys know anything about the murder?
Not unless it happened out here. We've been on this complex for the last day and change.
You guys hotel
Normally,
workers?
yes, but we take guests out on live-action wilderness experiences for additional pay. You know, shoot a raft here, walk there. We're just between tours right now.
I'm not buying it. Just tell me what's up.
Buying? We're not selling anything. Especially since we're between tours.
Don't pay him any mind, Inspector. His upper story's a little gap-toothed, if you know what I mean. But seeing as you insist on sticking your... That is, since you're so curious, I'll fill you in on what we're doing. We, misplaced some people on our last tour. Misplaced them in the maws of some local predators. Now we're stuck here wondering how to get their room keys.
So your guides were eaten by canids. You got your guest killed. It's, give me one reason I shouldn't tell the cops on you.
Here's one. We ain't done nothing illegal. The guests signed the proper waivers to come out here. Still, it'd be a pain for Slug if we don't make it look like they checked out too. Byzantines aren't always put off by paperwork alone, sadly.
We knew sooner or later this was gonna happen. We've got some hush money tucked away. If you can get those keys for us, it's all yours.
Say I got you your keys. What's to stop me from telling your bosses?
You kidding? You're welcome to.
Our bosses would want this situation resolved, just like us. We're the real victims here. The dead can't suffer anymore, but we can, and we will if we have to pay for all these lost keys. Did I just...
We're not out of the... We lost all the...
We'll see if I help them. I took the quest just so I could take the quest. But I will rob them. What the fuck? It's a weird building. It's like destroyed and shit. More tourists. They're like an entrance. This is just like all in all a weird building. Yeah, I don't see an entrance. And there's really not a lot of shit up here. I don't want to go to the wildlife just yet. I want to go talk to this bitch. So Helen came and saw this bitch and basically called her a fucking con artist. She's the prophet of profitability, which is basically just like a shitty money guru. Oh wow, they're just out here.
Ready to go.
We're pretty good at this.
Holy shit, it's a lot of stuff.
Oh, hey, Candy Canyon! I know this place. It's where they did Free Range Fixer. Ready for this.
Here we go. Just like that.
Oh, really good shot. Not yet, because I have to get the food. So all of that shit happens in the main game, and since we moved to the DLC, it's not here yet. Abandoned Rizzo's bunker.
Captain, what is this place and why is everybody acting so strange? Oh, law. They ain't cannibals, right?
Prophet, disciple, daily schedule. Awaken, praise the prophet, listen to prophet for 7 hours. Sweat house meditation. lunch for 2 minutes, hot cold training for 2.5 or 2 hours, stomach purging dinner, stomach purging medical attention, clean the retreat, beatings by profit, free time. Midnight to 2 a.m. Disciples' choice: self-flagellation or meditation on productivity, followed by no food next day, sleep. So, what'd you say? Big cult, big cult here. What? Stray, at some point. What? We regret to inform you that this atmospheric complex now belongs to Sublight. Under the terms of our new intercorporate agreement, all RIS's employees remaining on the complex will be viewed as corporate spies. While you remain here, will not be under RIS's protection, nor will you be paid by any continued work. Please report to RIS's property for processing. Failure to comply will result in termination.
The Prophet's treatments are intense. I nearly collapsed during the last session.
Gross. A skull.
Nicely done.
I just steal shit and then I look around to make sure nobody saw, rather than looking around to make sure nobody's going to see.
Me? I'm pleased as pie.
Nope. Don't care what's down
Headed
there.
back.
I'm not going down there. Do these people know what's going on? Oh. I walked on the coals. I don't know why I did that.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Analysis suggests this to be a variety of herbs. Herbs have been uniformly treated with a pungent chemical mix. Warning: ingesting, smoking, or inserting non-corporation sanctioned substances into your ears may be harmful to your health.
Burning these would generate some pretty toxic smoke. Taste the herbs. I'm going to taste them. Though the dry herbs are difficult to chew, the flavor is bitter, or is less bitter than you would have expected. It's woodsy, like tripicale, with a singed aftertaste. It's actually slightly better tasting than your average can of salt tuna, though so are most boots.
Hypothesizing potential side effects from herb consumption. Most likely outcome: decapitation. Slight possibility of calculation error.
Toxic
Side
smoke.
effects from extended exposure include dizziness, nausea, and unconsciousness. Additional likelihood of organ shutdown and or death.
How would these most likely be used?
Prior analysis suggests these herbs reach peak effectiveness when users burn them.
Is she gonna
and
Jim
inhale the
Jones these
resulting
people?
smoke. Whether or not this increased effectiveness is good for an afflicted individual has yet to be determined.
Can you analyze the chemicals that these herbs are treated?
Analyzing. Complete. Substance appears to be a mix of industrial solvents and various essential oils. Substances include woolly cow dander remover, sprat oil, and starship surface wax.
Alright, make a note of it. Nothing else? I guess I'll talk to the prophet of profitability.
Fruitful and productive welcome, brother. I had a feeling you would visit me. I offer a wide variety of productivity seminars. I hope you'll consider taking one. Ah, but I should remember my manners. To what do I owe the pleasure of the Special Inspector's arrival?
I'm looking into the murder of Halcyon Helen.
Certainly, certainly. But first, I'd love to interest you in one of my productivity seminars. We'll free you of those potential hampering humors in a heartbeat.
If I wanted someone peddling sprat oil, I'd buy a Spratwurst. Don't waste my time.
Sprat oil? That is. We understand your decision and respect it. But those humors will cling to you. You'll find success with my seminars, or a quarter of your money back. Regardless, I do understand. Is there...
I'm gonna ask you about Halcyon Helen.
Oh? I'm surprised. I wouldn't think the two of us would have much to discuss about her. We may have had some terse interactions before her death, which I most certainly regret. But beyond those, well, never mind. What would you care to know?
You guys didn't get along.
I wouldn't necessarily say that. The media tends to exaggerate. I will admit that her remarks about my seminars were rather unfortunate. However, I certainly wouldn't sharpen any sabers over it, if that's what you mean to imply. I only do that when my clients skimp on their bills.
Where were you at the time of the murder?
Why, I've been at the Wilderness Exploitation Reserve for quite some time now, as my disciples can attest. In fact, I haven't visited the Colonials since I arrived several weeks ago. Bad energies, you understand.
Did you contact Helen after you left the Grand Colonial?
I did not. She had no interest in my seminars, and I had no interest in attempting to convert a stubborn actress. Why would I have had any cause to engage with her further?
Well, let's talk about something else.
I hope you now realize that I had nothing to do with Helen's demise.
Yeah, you've got some interesting toxic herbs over there.
I'm pleased that you noticed. Excellent eye, brother. The compound they're treated with is my own invention, designed to unlock an individual's true productive potential when burned. I can't say any more. Trade secrets, you know.
Yeah, they're toxic.
None of my clients have ever complained, so I'm sure they're perfectly safe. Is there anything else?
Yeah, that's it. This bitch is fucking crazy. Investigator alibis.
Hello, welcome to the Prophet of Profitability's Private Prosperity Retreat. Stay positive, and soon all your humors will be balanced. Least, that's what I keep telling myself. Anyway, I'm Aaliyah Mason. I work as the Prophet's right-hand woman. What can I do for you?
I'm gonna ask you a few questions.
Oh my. Yes, this is important enough for me to delay my bi-hourly self-flagellation. Ask away.
They had some kind of feud, right?
Yes, the circumstances there are quite unfortunate. For a time, the Prophet was completely despondent. Even the hot coal walks weren't buoying her spirits as they usually do. However, we recently had a high-profile visitor whose presence seemed to alleviate whatever the Prophet's fears were.
And who was it?
I'm actually not entirely certain. It was a surreptitious visit that stood out because it was surreptitious. Whoever it was must have paid the Prophet quite a lot to keep things quiet. At least that's the only reason I can think of for intentionally keeping things so hush-hush.
Have you noticed any unusual behavior?
Well, by and large, no. But something rather odd did happen regarding the Prophet recently. A few hours after our high-profile visitor arrived a couple of days ago, the Prophet asked me to take over sessions for the remainder of the day. At first, I was excited. Thought it was my chance to show her what I could do in charge. But then I saw that she was deeply worried about something. No one saw her until the next day.
Where were you at the time of the murder?
I was here at the retreat which is fine, of course. I do what I do in the service of the Prophet, who will, I'm sure, reward me for my sacrifice. Eventually.
Yeah, that's it.
Sir.
You sound pretty less than enthused.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry if I gave you that impression. I mean, it might be nice if I had a little inclination of whether the Prophet appreciated all the cooking and cleaning and hours of meditation I do on a daily basis. But whatever she thinks isn't for me to question. I'll do my best to be more chipper.
Do you know the Prophet well?
Of course. I've been studying under her for years. I know each of her techniques more or less by heart, and even have some variations of my own, such as the quintuple daily stomach purges. She's promised me that I'd be allowed to open my own branch of the retreat someday soon. Of course, I've been waiting on someday soon for coming up on 4 years now. I'm sure it's gonna happen anytime now.
Yeah, what can you tell me about this place?
If you felt imbalanced and unproductive, linger in your malaise no longer. We have all the amenities and practices for calming the ill humor strangling your potential. Sit for hours in our sweat house and sweat them out, or stand amidst burning coals and feel your productive inhibitions burn away. And remember, think positive. Positivity equals productivity equals profitability. Actually, I noticed the Prophet dragging something, a bundle, away from the retreat after that high-profile guest arrived. Normally, I'm the one who does her laundry, so it was strange. Especially because whatever she was dragging seemed oddly human-shaped.
Couldn't you have brought this information a little bit earlier?
I could have, but I generally don't have the time or energy to leave the reserve to contact anyone. Plus, there's always the possibility that I'm mistaken. The Prophet hasn't been herself lately, but if I misinterpreted the situation and reported her improperly, I'd ruin my chances for opening my own wing of the retreat.
You sure it was a body?
I think so. Had the right size and shape.
About time somebody came the hell back. I notice you're not spattered in blood, which doesn't bode particularly well. For you.
What does that mean?
I hope you're not about to tell me you lost your nerve.
Sorry, ma'am. I've been a little loose in a headspace lately. What am I doing?
You better not mean to tell me you've lost your contract. Wait. I don't recognize your voice. You weren't with the other hunters, were you? Meaning we haven't met. Pardon my tomfoolery, stranger. I see I've mistaken you for someone else. Victoria Foxworth, Rizzo's executive clerical actuator. Pleased to meet you. Might I ask what brings you to the reserve?
Investigating the murder.
A professional, I see. I don't know anything about any murder, but you might be just who I'm looking for. There's a particular task that my hunters haven't yet been capable enough to complete. I wonder if you'd have any interest in it.
Sure.
As you may be aware, Slug currently owns the reserve, but it rightfully belongs to Rizzo's. There's an ex-Rizzo's employee currently in possession of the land grant for the entire complex. Insult to injury from Slug. And evidence that this complex is rightfully ours. This particular individual is up there in years. His mind is failing. Leaving the land grant to him is like leaving it in the trash. I would like you to retrieve it.
I'll see if I can solve the situation non-violently.
Solve the situation however you like. so long as you bring me the land grant.
She wants me to just go shake down an old man. I don't want to do that. That sounds pretty fucked up. Few messages from Ruth Bellamy. Prophet, I've talked to my agents. They've told me that I said about what they told me that what I said about your seminars, reply not taking them, actually lost you about 30% of your revenue for the next 3 months, with future losses projected. When I said I wasn't interested in attending, I didn't really realize that it hit you quite as hard as it did. Guess that's the price of stardom. Everyone listens a little extra to everything you said. I'm hoping if you got the space that I might be able to attend one of your sessions today as a means of apologizing. I know that notice is short, but I'm hoping you can fit me without too much inconvenience. Hey Prophet, Whitaker here. Wanted to ask how that mix of herbs I sent you was working out. I was skeptical at first but about using them for meditation purposes, but hell, what do I know about productivity? That said, be sure to remember what I told you. Don't cut the herbs asymmetrically, it hampers the texture. Don't leave them out in the sun, and for law's sake, make sure you keep the smoke doses small. Last thing you want is to accidentally send somebody into a coma, or worse, kill them. Be smart. Someone inhaled that fucking smoke and died, and this bitch dragged a body out there. The other attendees of the Tripling Prophets through Transcendentalentium and I have reconvened, and we are all in agreement. Your seminars are top notch. We've seen a 0.5% increase in each of our businesses and total profits since we attended your seminars together. Of course, with the price of materials, shipping, and other costs involved, it boils down to just a 0.1% increase, but an increase is an increase. If you ever decide to visit the Grand Colonial, you must simply let us purchase you a round of drinks. Alright, I gotta go find this fucking body. Actually, what is this way?
Nice going.
Shovels. Doctor stuff. Like a supply room? I guess it's it. Looks just like a regular like supply room slash excavating tunnel.
Timeline discrepancy.
Recent track of dirt stands out from the dead leaves.
Identifying human footprints leading out into the wilderness. It is unusual for productivity disciples to wander more than a few feet from the camp.
They're not mine.
Scanning. No. No traces of aether dust, blood, or dimethyl sulfoxide found. Judging by footprint depressions and shoe size, these prints were either made by the Prophet of Profitability or Adjutant Sophia Akande. Error. Recalibrating. These footprints were made by the Prophet of Profitability. Timeline discrepancy detected belonging to the Prophet of Profitability. Timeline discrepancy detected additional tracks belonging to the Prophet of Profitability.
Don't mess with us.
That was definitely something, like a grave or something.
Timeline discrepancy. Judging by the shape of this indentation in the dirt, a person of medium height and build laid here for a number of hours. Scanning for other details. Only additional signs of disturbance are a few marks in the dirt.
Corpses don't just get up and walk away, and there's no evidence that the body could be torn apart.
Agreed. Likely theory, individual injured was unconscious, not dead, and walked away after awakening.
It sounds like she used the weed to make somebody go unconscious. It's over this way. Though my wounds are fatal, I, as a Byzantine, must face my death with some dignity from which I live my life. I hereby enclose the events leading to my demise. The tragic turn of fate separated me from my guides. The duo fled as our party encountered a single Raptidon, the cowards. I, however, drew my rifle and felled the beast, but not before saying it seemed my flesh. I imagine I must have been the finest thing it ever tasted in this wretched place. Perhaps my guides will find me before I pass, though I doubt those simpletons could find their way out of a cardboard box. I believe their names were Larry and Bell, or something simply mundane. Whoever finds this, please carry out my final wish. Pass on a rating of 1 out of 5 stars on the Grand Colonial. Guides were very unhelpful. That's funny as fuck. How much health does this thing have? Oh, that looks like a grave. Yeah, let's just go back to her. Yeah, it was a big snake. He just ate something. I gotta leave in about 10 minutes to go pick up groceries, but once we get shit put back on, or put up, so we'll probably be back at like 9:20, 9:30 at the very latest.
Welcome back, brother. I'm delighted to extend my desire to aid you, brother. How might I assist?
So you had no further interaction with Helen before her death, right?
Yes, that's correct. She made it clear that my seminars were of no interest to her.
Ready, so no messages from her at all.
Your tone of voice seems to suggest that you have information already, which also suggests you've read my terminal. Whatever the case, I didn't care to mention Helen's change in decision because she never showed up.
I followed your trail to where you dumped something in the wilderness.
Oh, really? What did you find there? What did I dump?
I think it was your morals. Oh.
Clever work, Inspector. It seems even I can't slide my way out of the trap you've so intricately weaved. I admit it. I killed Helen. By mistake.
It literally doesn't
Helen
make sense.
changed her mind and wanted to attend one of my sessions. I, knowing the importance of the seminar, desired to truly galvanize her, though not to stop her heart. So when it came time, I chose to double Helen's dosage of productivity-enhancing herbs. I left her to meditate, and when I returned, she was dead.
Yikes.
After that, I entered a less than coherent state. One of my disciples, it seems, witnessed me as I dragged Helen's body out into the wilderness.
The wilderness? You didn't dump the body at the Grand Colonial? You sure Helen was dead?
I'm no medical professional, but that certainly seemed the case. Usually my customers at least writhe or mumble after a session. My productivity-enhancing herbs typically do induce sluggishness, but I suppose they must have been enough to do her in, if her constitution was truly that weak.
That's a bit strange, but I'm still inclined to believe you killed her. Actually, I don't think you killed anyone.
What? Is this some kind of joke? You're an inspector.
This bitch is lying.
It's your job
again.
to arrest me, isn't it?
The only thing you've done is be completely negligent.
No. You can't trick me. I finally discovered what's happening. You've been paid off. Someone else learned that I killed Helen and is going to use that information to blackmail me. You think I'm going to let this injustice happen? Ha! Tell the constable that I killed Helen. It's 1,000 times less miserable than whatever my
I don't know, I
enemies
can't
have
tell
planned.
she's lying. Whether or not you killed Helen, I think imprisoning you is probably the safest option.
Even if you think I'm mad, it doesn't matter. None of this does. Yes, I think that's smart. The sweet safety of imprisonment. I'll no longer have to put up with the miserable vulnerability of this bunk.
I'm actually curious now, because...
Finally relieved.
Stay profitable now, bitch. So she wants the safety of prison, so that's pretty weird. Oh my god. The Gatling gun's crazy, but it uses so much ammo.
Nothing personal, I swear.
Aether waves won't be the same without Helen. We're all gonna be stuck with Spencer Woolrich.
Oh my god, I almost died right there.
Look out, Cap! You're hurt!
Oh my god, they got fucked up.
What was that? You're dead!
Do I have any other... I guess I do have this one. That gun's worth this. I guess my best bet is just to use this gun.
Why kind of Here goes nothing. I'll just run. Woohoo! Nice work.
So much ammo. Jesus. Wish I could tell like their weakness or something. Oh. Frederick lost. Wish I had something that was acid. Oh wow, he's got like a whole compound. I snuck up on him.
I don't know what it is you're looking for, stranger, but I reckon you better get. I've had about enough of you and your ilk coming by with your searching questions and expectant looks. I know you with those void-damned hunters, and I know what you want. Well, you ain't getting it.
What void damned hunters are we talking about?
Like you don't know. That damn group of hunters that keeps coming by and hassling me. Nobody ever visits just because they want to gab with old Cyrus. No, they either want to poach me out of my land or poach me out of my best friend.
Poach you out of your best friend. What?
Ha! No, Kelly ain't no toss baller, though. I reckon she could put the
Do you think he's
toughest
got a
players
fucking
to shame. It's
mantis,
good having
like a
someone like
bug,
that around.
as his
She
best
ain't
friend?
the brightest bulb, but can't say I'd have much reason sticking it out in this wilderness with it.
There are hunters giving you trouble?
Damn straight there are. Wish I could go show 'em what for, but I'm old. I gotta make sure I don't get Callie into no trouble. Two of us have lived on the reserve for years. Every so often, someone comes by trying to steal our...
I can help you deal with those hunters.
Really? Oh, that's great news. Cal, you hear that? We're finally getting some help!
Oh my fucking
I
god, that
take
actually
back
scared
everything
me.
I said about teacup canids being the worst pets.
Hey, I think she likes you.
This is an odd situation, but I would still like to help.
Wouldn't expect a stranger to do an unsolicited kindness to a...
Yeah, I like this
standoffish
guy more than
old
the other
man.
people.
Guess something else. I suspect you'll find the hunters that have been after me beyond the hills on the other side of the river from here.
I have a couple questions for you. What's it like spending your
Lot
days
better than spending your days with the... I'm happy out here. And I think...
How long have you lived out here?
Quite a few years. Well, I ain't sure.
Who the fuck is... Oh my god. Flamethrower. Tons of food. Cheek. This little playpen, the little fucking, or the big ass robot, or not robot, creature. Alright, I'm gonna save right here and then I will be back later. No, you can only have one follow currently. Yeah, that scared the fuck out of me. Alright, I'll see you in a sec.